This is Nick Urich, and you're listening to Let the Hate Flow Through You with Jeremy Sheer and El Jordano Diablo.
Let the hate flow!
Available on the Lousy Weather Media Network.
Welcome to Let the Hate Flow Through You, your weekly dose of audible hatred. I'm Jeremy Sheer.
El Jordano Diablo.
And this week, somebody asked for a doctor, and we got one.
Hello.
Please welcome to the show, Dr. Andy Meredith.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. This will be one of my last bastions into Cleveland comedy.
Ooh, the last bastion.
Yes.
Before
So
you.
you're just
Last foray.
You're just
I
taking
suppose.
your scythe and chopping down the fucking wheat before you.
Well,
Absolutely.
Well, let's get into it then, Doctor. Why do you hate Cleveland comedy?
I hate Cleveland comedy. First and foremost, let me say that some of these are probably projections of my own failures and shortcomings. So I'm going to try to avoid.
Some of it'll definitely be that, but I guarantee you a lot more of it'll be founded, in my opinion.
I agree. And it's because, I'm the poster boy for the failure that is Cleveland comedy, I think. I am, I feel like I don't suck at this, and I perform to nobody. I make $0, and I am not alone in that regard. And part of that happens, I think, because there is no scene. It is dead. If there was a scene, if it ever existed, it has long since died. I like to always. I'm a punk rocker at heart. I like to compare things to CBGB's OM Fuck. Everyone loves that classic like punk rock. Like, oh my god, all those people were getting paid when they performed at OM Fuck. And there's a handful of people like Mike Polk, people on the radio, all sorts of stuff. Go them. That's so great. They are outliers in a sea of bullshit and failure and hobbyists and losers. And these people are my friends. Creeps. Sexual weirdos.
Yeah.
I don't want to name names, but lots of sexual impropriety around like that. And I mean, whatever happened to gag hags, guys? Isn't there like a whole pool of men and women that you can have sex with from the sheer fact that you're performing?
Yes.
Where are they? Where are they? Because everyone I see getting
Cleveland
up there,
comedy, the unfuckables.
yeah, exactly, the unfuckables. This is a golden opportunity for you to get up there and get laid, and you make the saddest dick jokes that I've ever heard. Like, and you have to speak about your life while you're a loser in your life, and something that is especially unique to Cleveland comedy, and it transcends all art forms, is the shows to nobody.
Yeah.
That is uniquely Cleveland. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say a show to nobody?
Let's describe it just
comedians.
For the people listening at home, a show to nobody is where no audience shows up.
Yeah.
We have a very unique art form that I like to use metaphors of cars because I kind of understand cars. So, like, the audience is the key that starts the engine, that gets it going. And I have been lambasted publicly on Facebook for leaving a show where we had no audience. And that was supposed to be like my last booked show in Cleveland, my last hurrah. We had headliners from out of town. And it may have been the doldrums of their career as well to show up, because like they came in from out of town to nobody and nothing
there.
And that's like being a Browns fan still. Like, you're doing a show to nobody. You're languishing in your failure.
It's just, I mean, a show to nobody is basically a show to comedians who, I've said this for years. I've said this on this show a million times. It's a show, like, it's basically a show to comedians who don't want to laugh at your jokes, even if they're funny.
Because they've heard them a million times.
Either they've heard them, or they're just like, oh, that was, every fucking comedian, I don't care who you are, every fucking comedian's insecure in one way or another.
You have to be, because you have to be. So here's the big reason why I'm quitting. I took LSD and I went to the funny stop. If that's not enough to just start you down the path of never wanting to do this again, that's fine. I realized I wanted to quit because of the insecurity and the egomania, the absolute egomania that it takes to try to make the cut in this. It's a business too. Like,
not around here, but it should be.
But we need to treat it like a business. And maybe there are people that they just are able to compartmentalize better than I can. And they're like, oh, I'm going to write my dick jokes now, and I'm going to go and live my life like a normal fucking person. And I can't do that.
There are definitely people in this community who, or did, I don't know, I don't hear the names as much as I used to.
Sure.
But there are definitely people who do treat it like a business, but they treat it as if, okay, there's 9 of us, and that's who we're going to get on shows, and that's who we're going to help make money and not expose anybody else. Like,
and that's a product of the so-called scene.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, really, the best we can do is that there's like 5 people worth paying.
Yeah.
Out of the dozens and dozens of people that do.
Probably close to 100 at this.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
or at least at one point.
Yeah, and you got people. It's classic Cleveland brain drain. Anyone that's worth anything gets the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah,
absolutely. And comedy specifically, you know, it is kind of a New York, L.A. driven.
Yeah, 100%. Chicago.
Yeah, and I have performed in those places. I've seen it, and it's a different scene because I feel like people are working towards something.
Yeah.
You can go and do comedy every night of the week here in Cleveland. I don't hear anyone with a voice. I don't hear anything new and interesting. And I feel like people are afraid to talk about whatever. And you don't have to drop an N-bomb.
Funny shit.
And yeah. And,
we just talked about that recently, is people are afraid to talk about funny stuff.
The number one rule of comedy that I always thought was that you needed to be funny.
Yeah, it's fair.
I don't know what the collective goal of Cleveland comedy is, but it's not.
Sheer, why don't you take that one as being the most seasoned?
Yeah.
What's everybody? That's like you said. There's no scene, so the definition of a scene depends on who you are, I guess. Like your definition seems to be there is a group of professionals that are all
so-called
so-called professionals
that are all making money, and that's just not the case.
No.
I mean, if there is, it's not that very many people. And there are a lot of people on the outside looking in, trying to get to be one of those people. But I don't. Everybody gets into comedy for different reasons. Some people want to get really good at stand-up. Like, that's their end game.
Right.
Like, they just want to get good at stand-up. Some people want to make a living at doing stand-up, which is, some people would say that's different, and some people wouldn't. There's an argument to be made that not having to worry about, like, performing strictly for money gives you more artistic freedom because you don't have to worry about I can't say this because then I won't be able to get booked here, or I can't do this because it'll look bad on this show that's more money. I can't do this interesting show because I'm going to do this corporate gig that's like 5 times more money on this night, even though, I might connect with a different audience that night.
Do you think Dave Chappelle self-censors like that? Do you think Bill Burr self-censors like that? I don't like
or
to
the
bring
two
him up.
examples. No, those are the exact 2 examples I gave when we were talking about this. Like, I don't remember the exact episode, but those are the 2 guys I always use as an example. Like, they still will push boundaries, and they're not afraid to. No. I mean, granted, both of them have their livings made, like, for the foreseeable future, but at the same time, they're not afraid. They're like, Bill Burr said it the best. He said, I don't need everybody to like me. And, like, that was brilliant when I heard that.
Absolutely.
Like, that guy's a fucking artist.
And whatever your end goal for getting into comedy is, I thought that the coda, that everything that everyone has to return to is that you are trying to be funny. You are trying to be funny. And that comes in all different kinds of flavors, but I feel like that is not the overreaching goal, because if you become, to reference Bill Burr, if you become undeniable, which has always been my goal, that I'm just a funny motherfucker. And a lot of people could argue that I'm not. Fuck them, they're pussies.
Different strokes, different
Suck
folks.
my fucking dick, world. But, like, it shouldn't be to get more Instagram followers. And if your end goal is not to necessarily make it rich doing comedy, don't you want to attain a level where people are paying you for the thing that you do?
I like you said you always liken shit to cars. I was liking shit to professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Like somebody said to Dusty, I forget who said it to him, but Dusty Rhodes asked somebody, he was like, well, don't you want to be the champion? The guy was like, no. He's like, well, then what the hell are you doing here in the first place? If you don't want to be the best, then what the fuck are you doing here?
Exactly. I want to be the funniest motherfucker in the room. And I've had varying successes with that, I feel. And if the goal is not to be the funniest motherfucker in the room, how are you going to deal with the overreaching failure that is the attempt at doing stand-up comedy? And especially, how do you handle if you don't think that you're just the fun? I am the funniest. I want to become funnier. Whatever route you're trying to go, there's probably a different route to doing it than stand-up. I feel like that bubble is going to burst soon, where, or it's going to turn into spoken word shit. Like, why do we have YouTubers at the Improv? And the short answer is that it puts asses in seats.
Yeah, I mean, if it sells, you know.
But is that comedy?
Not necessarily, no.
Right.
I mean, it's not stand-up.
It's not stand-up. It's
But,
like
I mean,
spoken word. It might as well be like when people go on a book tour.
Yeah, but I mean, that's been an option for years.
I mean, every art form deserves a stage, but I mean, better fucking thrive on it, you know?
Exactly right.
But the whole, like, that's not stand-up thing, like, that debate's been going on for fucking forever. And, it created the whole alt versus club thing, and, now the whole, YouTuber versus, stand-up thing. And it doesn't fucking matter. Like, what matters is, will people pay to see you, and will you... I think what a lot of, this, so let's liken it to wrestling.
Okay. I'm going to stay in your guys' wheelhouse.
Speaking my language.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to know our fan base. You got to relate to people.
All right. Let's say Cleveland is a wrestling territory. There's only room for one champion.
Right.
But there's got to be a show.
Right.
So, who do you put on the underneath? And,
The mid-carders.
Yeah. Well, it's not. There's also people that have to be constantly striving for the belt.
Yeah.
And, there's got to be people on the underneath, and there's got to be opening match people. And, like,
And we call them opening mic people.
Yeah.
But the thing, with what Cleveland has with its own wrestling promotion around here, at least this is what it appears from me being on the outside, is that the promotion itself sells the tickets. Like, people come to see AIW.
Yeah.
People aren't coming to see the specific people on the show unless they're bringing in somebody, like a Raven or
Nash
or a D'Lo Brown. So everybody's goal when they start a show is to, like, hey, we're doing comedy and that sells the tickets, rather than, hey, the champ is here and that sells the tickets. And I think sometimes it takes people a little bit to figure out that just like another comedy show popping up, isn't enough to sell tickets.
No, and locations suck around here, and a bar tab is not enough. A free bar tab is not enough to sustain a show. And even when you have a unique idea, I did a show where we were making fun of movies live. Mm-hmm. Like, the last one we did was Howard the Duck.
Okay.
And I took LSD before I went to that show because I knew no one was going to be there. And no one was there. And I
I have a now that you say that, I have a situation very similar.
This
to
is
that.
what I'm saying. So at intermission, I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna like pack it up and we're gonna go home and have a nice trip and not think about any of these things. Something about LSD and Cleveland comedy doesn't mix well. I don't know what it is.
Makes you depressed.
I've had decent experiences on LSD doing comedy, but that was in every time I tripped on stage, it was in Kent.
Yeah,
At the Gyro or the Stone Tavern with a bunch of people I liked.
there you go. That's the answer. I have to go to Kent and take LSD to have an enjoyable time in Cleveland comedy.
Well, it's like when I ran the open mic and it started going downhill. I remembered like nobody. Like, I would, plaster everything all over Facebook. Jess was making fucking video ads, but people towards the end weren't coming, and I had just broken my arm, like, in a bad car crash, so I was just constantly lubed up on fucking painkillers and booze. And I just remember, like, on the show days, I'd be like, okay, well, I won't, get fucked up until, like, or start getting fucked up, like, halfway through the show. Then show up. No comics would fucking show up to sign up for like an hour. So I'd just be like, all right, handful of pills, give me a beer, and then people show up and I'd be fucked up on stage.
And that's par for the course.
Yeah, 100%.
And you have people that I lived on the east side in Willoughby, and there was a couple of various times people try to started going there. We couldn't even get comics to come out, let alone asses in seats. There's a huge promotion problem in Cleveland that I feel like no one has the answer to. Like, we lose to the Browns losing. Like, we lose to game 135 of the Indians losing. And we can't get people to come out. And we're trying to have these small victories on like a Wednesday night when you figure no one else will have going on. And no one's coming to these shows.
Yeah.
We can't even get other comedians who we book and ostensibly are going to pay to drive 20 minutes to the east side.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do on the road when you need to go to Kentucky for $50?
Yeah.
That is a thing that seems to be happening the more people I talk to. It's people want to do shit in their backyard.
Why? No one wants to come to your backyard. Grandma doesn't want to hear you talk about your dick. Your girlfriend's heard everything. Your cousins have been to 50 shows.
All of them have seen your dick.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea should be to get out as many places as you can, because how do you know if your jokes work if you're not getting them in front of as many people as you possibly can?
You got to take the message out to the people, man. Because we have to compete with Facebook. We have to compete with 70-inch TVs. We have to compete with the entirety of internet pornography. We have to compete with kids' bullshit schedules with their kids' stuff and girlfriend obligations.
Work.
No one wants to come to your shitty bar show on a Wednesday. Yeah. So we need to make a thing happen. And I'm as much as fault of that as everyone else who's ever failed at this, is that Friday and Saturday nights are when people go out. Where are the Friday and Saturday night shows that are at the Improv?
Or hilarities.
Yeah, or hilarities. Or the goddamn Funny Stop where you can't even swear.
Yeah.
Because we're protecting the delicate sensibilities of fucking tweakers in Cuyahoga Falls.
I couldn't agree with that statement more.
Don't say fuck in front of the meth heads. They'll want a refund. Like, get out of here.
It's Pete's just old school when it's like, yeah, your openers can't swear because otherwise, if the headliner has fuck as a punchline, it won't work. If you have a
It's 2019. Fucking graduate, dude.
Well, it's also a product of the loser openers who come up, who he tries to give a shot, and you get up there and you're like, hey, so I was fucking an AIDS baby the other day, and I felt like after I came, I was addicted to crack. And like, oh, who are you trying to relate to? Who is your audience for that joke? And if you're going just for the sake of being offensive, you didn't hit the mark there either because it's not offensive enough.
I could just.
Well, I mean, the Pete has been giving more.
The Pete.
The Pete.
The Pete.
El Pitano.
L. Pete. He has been giving more independent promoters opportunities to put on shows at the Funny Stop, but they're not. You know, he's not going to do Friday and Saturday nights because he's already got like his shows booked.
Right. So, and that's fine. I don't care about the Funny Stop then. That's the whole point. You're telling me in all of Cleveland, there's no venues.
And you can't get people to come out to
Well,
it.
I mean,
And you can't sell tickets. And why can't people get on the radio? We have stand-up comedians that are on the radio every single day. We have the morning show in Cleveland that has every touring comedian on there. No one ever goes on or has anything to say or has a show to promote ever.
well, I mean,
Even amongst their friends.
there are, you know, there's something different going on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak to it because I don't talk to.
And I'm not trashing it either. It's a question.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like-
we're not exactly.
Yeah.
Denver has its own fucking comedy radio station.
See, that's what I mean. So there we go. That's a scene.
Yeah, that's something that could really like bring people together.
Yeah.
You know.
And talk about, you know, promotion's the name of the game. You even brought up plastered all over the Facebook. Big who fucking cares to your Facebook.
Yeah.
Big who fucking cares. Show me the numbers where that has benefited you. Anybody, anywhere that doesn't have a radio show.
Well, no,
that
and like
they're on
Facebook
every
buries your shit unless
Yeah.
you pay to promote it, but then they just send it to fucking
Yeah.
countries that like. Sure, 4 18-year-old kids in Malaysia fucking saw that my show's happening in Cleveland. Great.
So if you say a dick joke at the LVT and no one's around to hear it, are you doing art?
Or did your wood just fall?
Yeah, or did the wood just fall in the forest and big who cares?
Well, I mean, there are some Friday and Saturday night shows that are doing okay.
Yeah. And more power to them. But are they killing it? Is anyone really making money?
I mean, as far like, what's your definition of like really making money?
Is somebody making a living off of comedy in Cleveland?
Is
that what
there
you're asking?
literally anyone that's not on the radio right now and who isn't Mike Polk Jr., living legend, not a bad word to say about that guy, or anyone, like, more success to everybody? Like, and that's what I mean. Like, where
Are there people that are making a living doing strictly comedy in Cleveland? No, and nor should there be.
why can't they make money though? Why can't and let's not say that you're making your rent money off of your Friday night show,
something.
okay? But like, no one is making money. I did Lyft to pay for my album recording. And everyone's like in the same boat. They're picking up extra shifts at the Ford plant and what the fuck ever. It's just cuckoo bananas. And then you go record an album at a bar in front of nobody.
Well, I mean, that's changing. It seems like more people are trying to record stuff, but this happens like, you know, I've been around for a minute. There's cycles. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
this is the album recording cycle again.
Yeah.
Because like, you know,
I mean, I put out Paw's record, like a year and a half ago?
Who?
Chris Paul.
Who?
I hope he kicks you in the balls for that.
Yeah, he won't.
He'll probably ask you to kick him in the balls.
Right?
Hey, fella.
Hey there, big guy.
I love Paw.
No, but
I'm glad that I'm Eskimo brothers with Paul now.
yeah, good for you, buddy.
Yeah. Right.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Not
anyway,
naming that name.
let's not do that.
I'm not going to get sued today. Can you get sued by a broke person? How does that work?
I mean, it depends. Are they banging the lawyer? Because it could happen. At any rate, no, but I mean, like, there are a couple of people, like, recording albums at Hilarities now. Flint, who we had on the show, and
Fuck
John
yes.
Armstrong, who
Fuck yes.
I kind of also want to have on the show. They're doing a 30-minute album each at Pickwick, and it's on if I'm not mistaken, it's on a weekend night, which Sunday night counts as a weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm speaking off the top of my head here. I didn't look it up, but it looks like
Flint can draw me. Flint can draw money from me.
Okay, he's got one guy.
I mean, I think if he was, like out like he was, I don't know, maybe he is, but like out like he was like 4 or 5 years ago. Like he's a funny motherfucker.
Exactly, and there's lots of funny motherfuckers here, and I feel like they're talking to brick walls. I feel like that we can't engage Cleveland. We can't get it going. There's not like a scene.
Like you said, it's cyclical.
Yeah.
It's cyclical, and there are enough like
And Flint and Armstrong. We're gonna lose them. We're gonna lose them to New York and L.A. Or we should. We should.
I mean, not everybody's going to move.
Yeah.
Mike's not moving. I'm not moving. I tried. I can't. I'm too crazy. So I'm sticking around.
Yeah.
But
to make all the listeners at home feel better, I'm moving. I am going to be in Denver by the spring at the latest.
yeah, so we traded.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to get an active captain, Andy Meredith, instead of a weirded out Jeremy Sheer who can't leave his basement because the pills are making him too tired to do anything.
That was my favorite Jeremy Sheer.
The sedated Jeremy Sheer.
The great roomy Jeremy Sheer.
The hibernating Jeremy Sheer.
A little backstory here. I lived with Andy for a few months, and he caught me on the tail end of coming off all the meds.
Of right. And I was the only person in Cleveland comedy that offered Sheer any help. Thank you, world. Like one of our godfathers is coming back, and he was going to be homeless. And I just said, and I just finished moving out of Dead Wife House today, where Sheer was in. That was apparently a recurring joke around the Cleveland comedy scene that I just murdered my wife. I got a pretty thick skin. I even have a whole 10-minute bit about how she's dead and how she's in hell. So but where's the funny? It's just well, you killed your wife. That's evident to everybody. It's where's the joke?
Yeah, where's the punchline?
Where's the joke? And the joke is that we think we have something going. That's the real joke in Cleveland comedy.
I wouldn't. I do.
We?
When was
the last time you saw a pro do a show? Like a real touring, maybe not Bill Burr level.
I was going to say probably Burr.
Okay. So when you left that, you could probably barely fucking breathe.
Yeah.
You were laughing so hard.
It's great. He did 20 minutes just recording on his iPhone riffing.
Yeah.
That's how he started his show.
We don't have that in Cleveland. No. We don't have people that can do a half hour that just destroys you. Maybe they exist. I don't see it. Another thing that people do that oh, hey, I'm not selling out the Improv. I'm not going to do my A material today. Someone might buy your shit still.
Yeah.
Or they paid to be here tonight.
Now that goes up to the egomania that you brought up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to do the stuff that I know works in front of two people that I'm not getting paid for.
That's an open mic. That's its own failure, though. Mm-hmm. But I have heard it at bar shows that don't really sell that well. You're still being paid tonight.
Yeah,
you should be doing your A game.
If you're getting paid, you should be working like you are getting paid.
Thank you.
And the people that because I've run a lot of shows to nobody.
Yeah.
I'm very, very guilty of that, because when I was first starting out, my big thing was I gotta get stage time. So I can.
It all counts, right? It doesn't really count.
Well,
some of it's garbage time.
Yeah, but
with running, it's called garbage miles. You should have had a rest day today. But instead, you went out and you jogged, and you didn't actually get anything done.
My process is I need the trash.
Oh, yeah.
Because I need part of how I write is being on stage with the microphone in my hand and comic brain working.
Yeah.
That's how the jokes form, and it's very painful to watch. But I try to only do that at mics. But if I'm gonna do a show in front of fucking not a bunch of people, but like people that have seen me before. Yeah. That's a time to work out, but it's not going to be like I'm bringing up. Not anymore. It was in the beginning of my career. Like I'm coming up there with just a premise.
Yeah, and we can't even work out properly because no one's paying fucking attention.
I mean, yeah, I was in, one of the shows that I did at the Bop Stop. Yeah. Was it the Bop Stop? Is that what it was called?
Sure, why not? Place that closed down because fuck it, nobody
The Jazz
came.
Club, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. I mean, they do a monthly girl show that sells out. So.
That's rad.
Good for them.
Can
I say something for a minute?
Go ahead.
I support like women's comedy shows. Could you imagine if I did like a men's only review or a whites only comedy show?
This is Cleveland. This is liberal. You can't do that shit.
No, absolutely not. And it's fine because I feel like that women, by and large, are marginalized in the comedy community, and they should form their own shows.
Remember when we were talking about creeps and sexual perverts?
Yeah.
I could probably count on all my hands and fucking my fingers and toes, like how many girls I know that have like been like, oh, that guy's a fucking weirdo, or he did this to me, like. Fuck pieces of shit.
Absolutely. Everyone's pieces of shit.
Like, I might be an alcoholic, but at least I'm not a fucking creep.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only person you get handsy with is yourself and Sheer.
Yeah. I have stories to tell you about that.
We've had a few long trips to Michigan.
Well, on my 25th birthday, Sheer stripped down to his underwear and shoved my face in his crotch. And he opened for me. He's like, happy birthday, Andy. Here's my weird dick and balls. Hey. And then it's my turn. I just go next. It's just, I'm like, okay. Like,
and you used to call me the Gigi Allen of Cleveland comedy? You sick fuck.
You look more like Gigi Allen.
I might look more like him, but you act more like him.
And I was really drunk, and there was a girl that was very interested in that act.
Well, you guys are both halfway there, and that you haven't delivered the goods on stage yet. You just need to die of an OD, and you will have fulfilled the prophecy. And that's the other thing too. Like Cleveland in particular is drinking town. It's such a abusive alcoholic town that AA actually started here. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, and we're like one of the leading fucking people, states, whatever, in the opiate fucking crisis.
Yeah.
Like Ohio's right up there, man.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it you see.
Who's drinking?
And I quit drinking. Sheer quit drinking. I'm not for people drinking, but I don't know anyone who does better after they've had 4 beers before they go up.
I used to be like that.
You think you are. But
I definitely was better. Not when I was fucked up, but like if I was loosened up, I was definitely a lot better.
Oh yeah, but everyone loses sight of where loosened up is.
Oh yeah, no, I did that many times too. There's video footage of that. I told the same joke. I was hosting a show, and I told the same joke 3 times in between each comedian.
Oh man, that's brilliant,
right? And like, dude, the 3rd time it finally clicked with me. I was like, I think I told this once already. Absolutely. That was the 3rd time.
Yeah. And we even have people, we have creative show ideas. We have roast battles.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, other people are doing roast battle. Point being, it's not all just like, 3 white dudes with a beard. With beards. A beard. They share it.
No, there
Or
are
it could be other people of other ethnicities that like their little group of, white people and other minorities.
Yeah.
Which I'm all about being all inclusive. Don't get me wrong there. But then when you exclude the rest of the community, you're a cunt. And you're
absolutely,
all cunts.
You're a cunt. And are you including people because they're funny and they're black? Or are you including them because they're black? Or are you including them because they're funny and they're a woman? Or because they're a woman? Like, do you laugh at the shit that you see?
Yeah.
I do not.
No, I'm just saying, like, I get exactly what you're saying.
And I don't expect the LVT to be like the Improv on a Saturday night where I'm just like dying. But like, let's participate in the things that we do. Let's act like we give a shit about what's going on instead of waiting for our turn to go suck dick for 5 minutes.
I mean, that's not That's not a Cleveland problem, though. I will say that. That's just like, that's comedy. Like, that's doing open mics.
I think the real answer is that I don't hate Cleveland comedy. I apparently just hate comedy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, a lot of these things aren't, you know, necessarily like Cleveland-centric problems. I think if you hop from city to city, you will see that only like maybe 5 people draw. And then you'll, you know, get like new shows popping up every now and again that'll burn themselves out in a couple months for whatever reason. Or, you know, people will start up a show that, you know, just by people showing up will, you know, keep running for a while even though it makes no money. You know, it's, I think.
We lost money tonight because we gave the comedians a free bar tab.
I have, actually, the first night I lost money on a bar tab is when I booked Chad Zumach to feature.
Was that the infamous night where he crashed his car into a blender at a Kohl's?
No, it was not.
Am
that
I mixing
night.
my stories?
You're just a touch. No, this is actually like the first show I think he got booked for when he moved back like a long time ago. But the owner of the bar, like I went to go see him the day after the show because I was like, this was like me trying to. Because when I first started, like I booked like a bunch of shows a week, and they all paid, and I paid everybody because there was money to be made, and I found it, and like I shared it around, and I had people coming out. It did not last for as long as I would have liked, but smoking ban pretty much like completely killed me.
That's insane.
Well, everybody that came out like wanted to sit there and smoke during the show, and then like. You know, they had to get used to going outside to smoke. So it's just like, no, fuck this. Like, I'm just going to drink at home. And then it took a little bit to, like, settle with people. Like, all right, like, now we have a new rhythm.
Going out in Cleveland sucks so badly. People would rather get drunk in their shithole houses.
I can confirm that.
Absolutely. I can get a bottle of Black Label for what I spent at the fucking LVT last night.
Jesus Christ.
I like how you think there's a bottle of Black Label, like it's just like a 40 ounce of Black Label.
Fuck yeah. I mean, isn't it like they measure it in milliliters?
Yeah, they
it's the
do.
equivalent of like a 40.
Yeah, I mean, how much is how many liters?
Rich folk have to brown bag it.
They're smart too.
There are some cabaret shows popping up again.
Is Liza Minnelli there? Because if not, I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm talking about like the urban definition of cabaret where you bring your own booze.
Oh, okay.
That's awful.
It's
Dude, I know what I'm like. I know like I'd say the worst episode we've ever done of this show. So if there's any new listeners, go back and try and catch this one. It's one of our live ones, and it was from Ingenuity Fest.
Ooh.
And I'm not paying for fucking booze.
Inebriation Fest.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna bring my own because we're bringing a bunch of shit, so I can smuggle my own beer in. Great. Well, I drank like probably 3 Victory Golden Monkeys before I got there, and probably 4 when we got there, before we ever went out on stage.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Jordan was a mess. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I got asked to produce like 4 segments, and none of them were being like run.
Nothing was cooperating that night, even human beings.
Yeah. It was.
So you're saying you depended upon other people to do their part and they didn't in Cleveland?
Me. Specifically is who I was talking about. And the fucking guy who was running the soundboard who wouldn't let us plug in a fucking computer like an asshole. No. that was me yelling at the sound guy, which is probably why we sounded even worse.
When I recorded my album, my sound guy ran up like an $80 bar tab on my tab, and I don't drink. That was especially interesting for me. I'm like, does this how much?
Did you say help yourself? Or?
No. I got him a bucket of beers, and that was it. I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Wait a minute, an $80 bar tab, and I remember what you paid him.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Yeah.
you got robbed.
Yeah, I got fucking fleeced, and I did Lyft for the fucking
Money to do
opportunity to do it. Like, oh, cool, dude. I was doing rides. I dropped someone off like around the block from where I was supposed to be recording an album in 15 minutes. Oh, and since we already name dropped him, Chris Paul showed up on LSD for his part of the album recording.
Well, I mean,
and
That's
what
so
I mean.
Cleveland comedy.
No, and you know what the real Cleveland comedy move is his set sucked. The rock star move is taking LSD and then like you do the Jimi Hendrix Monterey pop of like dickhead bar shows.
Andy
but
Meredith-
you didn't.
Andy
You
Meredith
sucked.
did not kill his wife, but Chris Paul killed comedy that night.
Absolutely, he did. He was our headliner. And I'm like, hey man, you already? He's like, I don't know. I took LSD before I came.
Dude,
I'm
if
like,
I had
why?
a nickel or a dime for every time, like, I would work the ad-hom door, and Paul knows I love him. He's a good friend of mine. But if I had a fucking penny, nickel, dime, whatever, for every time I heard him say, like, I'd be like, hey, man, how you doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't know, man. Waiting for my fucking Thorazine to kick in.
he's not that kind of fella.
No.
No, I can definitely say I've been guilty of doing stuff like that when I've headlined. Somebody in Youngstown, Shane Herman, booked me and Justin Cash on a show together. Justin Cash, for those of you that aren't familiar, won the first Cleveland Comedy Festival contest where you could vote by view count on Time Warner Cable on demand. And Justin's job was sitting in his house and doing dope all day. So he just sat there and watched his special over and over and over again so that he won the pony. And
Fuck yeah. That's how you do it, Cleveland. Unique visits my ass.
But you know, it helped that like people couldn't get too mad about it because if you watched all the specials, like he got the most laughs. But he did look like a big bug-eyed weirdo. Because Justin looked like a big bug-eyed weirdo. We did a two-man act called the Dirty Brothers, where we were gay lovers that forced somebody to adopt us because we couldn't get married, and we basically
somehow being brothers made it better.
Yeah. Zebekiah and Frank
Keeping it
Dirty
in the family.
and we'd close by Justin putting his hand up my butt and doing Percocet off my tits. And
On stage?
On stage.
That is impressive.
It was
Most impressive.
it was basically like we were like trying to do two-man prop comedy except really, really offensive and dirty, and there's footage of it somewhere.
Are you proud of me now, Dad?
We brought out
It's like a fucked up Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
it was really we did a contest at the Hermit Club, and since it was a contest, I brought out 2 tied up little girls as bribes for the judges with an individual bottle of lube because they're kind of dry. And
Just an FYI for everyone listening at home.
yeah, so but that's who like they booked out in Youngstown, me and Justin, who were known for
Well, that
doing,
makes sense. If you're doing that in Youngstown, that's like proper fucking etiquette out there.
well, the thing is, like,
You're
you know,
hack in Youngstown.
If you're
bringing
not
out
snorting
that.
Percocet off tits on stage, what are you doing?
that was the thing. Like, we were going to do like a little bit of the Dirty Brothers, but the first thing happened was Shane Herman was like, "Hey, get whatever you want and tell him to put it on Allegheny Shane." And that was not a good time in my life to be giving me an open tab. And so I drank all the scotch, and Justin was with me, so we did
Expensive taste.
They don't sell them in 40 ounces, but I filled up a 40 ounce with Black Label, and I had myself a time.
Oh, shit.
White Label was what I was filling up with.
A.
That was my
The blends?
Yeah.
You fucking pussy.
I mean, like the really shitty video of me online from the Cleveland Comedy Festival where I'm wearing a kilt. I was drinking like full $16 glasses of blended whiskey that night. So it's just what I drank.
Just like pint glasses.
The last show that I did before I quit for a while, I got sober months after that. I was at a place called $2 in Eastlake.
Oh,
And someone like heckled me and came up and I did one of those like, you think it's so easy? You fucking do it. Now, everyone in the know knows that means like sign up for a show. This asshole waltzed up to the quote unquote stage and like just stuck his hand out like, well, I'm fucking ready. And like I tell that guy to fucking leave. And I start yelling at another person, not the person heckling me. I want to make that very clear. And I told that guy that I was going to fuck him in the ass as soon as I was off stage. Like, I was like...
You pulled a Mike Tyson on him?
And I was told this like years later. Like, I don't remember any of this. I was the Miles Davis of telling this guy that I was going to fuck him in the ass. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fist you and lube it up with a bottle of Tito's.
The Iron Sheik?
Yeah. Well, that guy turned out to be the owner. So that speaks to the failure of Cleveland comedy. Is, you know, we're all just fucked up and we don't know our heads from our asses. We're just yelling our anger in whatever direction
and drowning whatever substance.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of drowning in substances happening. But
and just commit to it and stop telling your fucking loser like half jokes in front of people. Just commit to drinking yourself to death. That's the lesson that I want everyone, I feel, to take away from here. That if you're not fully committed to changing the world through laughter, just drink yourself to death at home.
Well, what?
I can't argue with it.
I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. But
that's one way to look at it.
You know, look, like I said, man, if you look at Cleveland as a territory, you need opening match guys. And
I want them to not suck.
Yeah.
I want our opening match guys to have 5 solid minutes. Can anyone do 5 solid minutes? And here's the thing. You can talk about one thing for 5 minutes. It's called a bit. You knew a whole bit on like one thing. Like everyone's stuck in open mic mode.
Just be making people laugh every fucking 30 seconds.
If you go and actually listen to a comedy album, it is a collection of like 5 or 6 minute routines.
Yeah. But you can't it's really hard to work that 5-minute bit out.
No, not if it's good.
Not when you're Richard Pryor, and that's the first person who comes to mind.
That's Cleveland's answer to every successful comedian ever. Is like, well, you can't do it that way.
Well, I challenge you to go find another city where you have everybody like, okay, I'm going to do my 5 minutes at this mic on one topic. And then, like, after I have worked out this 5 minutes, like, for the week, like, I'm going to set it aside and move on to another topic. I just don't think that's how people do things.
Well, can't you explore an idea longer than 30 seconds? When you're at an open mic. Because it's like, hey, so encyclopedias are useless, right? And then they're like, well, that's garbage. I should quit comedy forever. And it's like, you haven't said anything.
No, but that is
you haven't
totally
had
true.
an idea. Like, you didn't express yourself.
When he's talking about like undercard guys, that's very like you go in. When you start out, you go in just rifling through like bullshit.
Yeah,
and that's the whole point of like. But I'm thinking back to like the first time I did sets and shit, and I was just like, oh, it's a couple lines here, a couple lines here, a couple lines here, a couple lines, and then it's like longer form jokes are better anyway.
Yeah,
way better.
Depends on who's doing them.
I love storytelling, so like that's what really gets me.
In a 5-minute story, like you said, the standard is every 30 seconds.
Yeah,
you can say whatever the fuck you want if they're laughing every 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I have one friend
shooting low.
Who he has like a 45-minute setup for like this, like for one line. It's not even that great of a line. Like, you took everyone on this long fucking walk and you got this, like, imagery, but none of it's funny. You're a comedian. They're supposed to be laughing at the thing.
Yeah.
Like, be political. Have something to say other than Trump's orange and you hate him.
Well, I mean,
politics.
I mean, it's I forget who said this, but it's somebody said political comedy is I forget the line. No, yep. It happens sometimes.
Political comedy is the nadir of the art form.
No, it was basically it's something for white people.
Absolutely, it's something for white people.
It's just, but it's also like it's really challenging to do because you have to keep abreast of everything that's going on, and you can't just run the same 5 political minutes into the ground at every
for 4 years while you need to if you're gonna do that in your act, you need to fucking be up to date. But the other thing is there's you said it's for white people.
It's got to be good coming out the gate.
Yeah, 100%.
Because how are you going to work it out? Because then it's going to be old news next week.
Mort Saul used to read directly out of the paper, and he was a national treasure. What's your excuse, Cleveland? You're not better than Mort Saul? Is that it? You can't strive?
Here's the excuse I have for Cleveland. We have 3 Jews.
That's it.
Stand up.
You didn't grow up with enough Jews, Cleveland, so you don't get it.
Look, here's
too many whites.
Yeah, there are too many whites. Look, I hate to
Looking
break
at
it.
you, Jordan.
I hate to break.
I'm not white.
I hate to break. No, he's some sort of ethnic.
Self-hating ethnic.
Untermenschen, I believe, is the German word.
No, Yeah, that's the right word. But stand-up comedy was created by Jews and black people to entertain their own people, and then y'all stole it and made it shitty. So,
the blues.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Fair enough. That's accurate.
So,
started as Jews entertaining their families on holidays, and then moved into black clubs and records.
Catskills. That's where the Jews go on holiday. The Catskills.
And then white people were like, I want to try this. And now they're trying to make rules for it. It makes me angry.
I see minorities having fun. I can make money off of this and steal the soul out of it.
Said the Jews.
Yeah.
And the white people are like, take our money.
Well, there had to be more money in it.
Well, somebody had to put
audience.
the game together. So, I mean.
For a wider audience. But
so I really feel like I held a mirror up to Cleveland today.
Yeah, good.
And
I hope they listen to this. They probably don't because they're full of their own shit.
I see. Well, and that's the other thing too is that every asshole is just doing a podcast now.
That's us.
No one has a theme. No, you guys have a theme. You hate things.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone else is just getting over and we allow each other to speak. That's an interesting thing. When you have 5 people, Steve Mers, talking over each other, not letting each other get a word in edgewise. That's not content.
Yeah.
We want everyone to feel like they're part of the conversation by feeling alienated and not knowing what anyone's actually saying. Podcast.
Everybody does it.
Well, yeah, it takes practice and
preparation.
And preparation, yes. Preparation I can't stress enough. But it also, it's one of with stand-up, you don't know how to do it until you do it.
Right.
Podcasting is kind of the same, except I don't know how much instant feedback you get if you're just talking to yourself and thinking, people will listen eventually. Let's just keep plugging.
If Mark Maron can do it, I can do it. Well, but he lived in L.A. and was a Jew, and he knew people that would come into his shed and talk to him.
Yeah, it's an interview podcast.
I mean,
that's the thing. It's Mark Maron interviewing people. That's the format.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more into this very soon.
Yeah,
keep your ears peeled. But no, man. I mean, people want to branch out and do more things and get more ears on you. And podcasting seems like a good way to do it. So I don't fault people for giving it a run.
And I want them to do it. I want it to be funny. And when it comes to you got to treat stuff like a fucking writing room. You have to have ideas and explore them once you roll tape and get onto shit. I have been a part of 10 10 failed podcasts.
Circle of Hate.
Circle of Hate, unnamed podcast that I did with two people named John. But like it ends up, and I don't hate this, but like it'll end up that like we're kind of just sitting around high and not getting anything done with a podcast, and we're not recording and we're not doing anything. We have to do the shit. Show up and do the fucking thing, and the fucking thing is to be fucking funny.
Entertain.
It's a bit to entertain people.
Entertain. If you want to be an entertainer, entertain.
Yeah.
If you want to record fucking conversations with your friends and have it on the internet, cool, do that. But, you know, it's probably not entertaining to anybody else
is
but
that a
fucking
podcast,
you.
though?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's bullshit. The same way that, like, unless you're Mitch Hedberg, doing a bunch of 30-second bits that go nowhere is pointless.
Unless you're Mitch Hedberg.
I've seen some people that have like really, really good one-liners.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they're not Mitch Hedberg, and you know, some of them have albums, and you know, it's worth seeking out, but it's a difficult thing to pull off. Because,
it is.
You know,
and how do you do that shit for 45 minutes? That's a lot to remember. It's a lot of material.
Yeah, it is. And I've seen.
I can't do the one-liner.
I've seen people do it. It's nuts. But you know, you watch people that are kind of structured through one-liners. Like they're not necessarily like they're traditional comics, but you know, you see people like will do 10 minutes on a subject.
Yeah,
and you know, but it's all like joke. It's just you do it enough and you remember it, or you have a really good memory, or you have notes. Like some people use fucking notes now.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's kind of lame too from someone watching it.
It depends on who's watching it.
Yeah,
because like I think comics don't like it. Because like, you know, everybody tells you don't use notes, but the reason that they tell you to not use notes is because there's this conceit that comes with it where people think that you're coming up with this shit off the top of your head.
Absolutely.
And if you're using notes, then like that ruins it. It's the same thing as like when you hear a wrestler call a spot in the ring.
Yeah.
It just ruins the illusion.
My thing with notes is that one, it does kind of ruin that illusion. I operated under that assumption forever. Like I knew that actors had scripts and stuff, but like when I was young and watching like Comedy Central Presents and stuff like that, I thought these guys were improvising, and like that was what I was shooting for.
Right.
Is to be that in the moment and on my toes and that like constantly funny. No one ever told me that you develop your act for 10 years
before you're
and
like
work this shit
good.
out. And doing it my way doesn't work.
Yeah.
It does. I've had some success with it, with capturing the moment with people and that sort of stuff, but that's a tall order.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you can't get that energy going, you're never going to be able to do that. But I ran into where, you know, I would, you know, just pour over my own bits. I'm working on this shit for weeks and months. No one would ever give a shit. But then I'd have people like peeing their pants on whatever I just took a left turn into.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just going to keep turning left into a fucking circle, and I hope that it's funny.
NASCAR.
Yeah. I'm shitty, slow NASCAR of comedy.
Yeah. Did you tape those though?
Yeah, and I tape them and I go back and I listen to them. And what it kind of became is that I just like I had the bones of what I wanted to talk about. It's almost like modal, like jazz improv, where like I'm going to play the Stephen King bit tonight, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about. With the am I going to go like, hey, I still get a blowjob even though I wear a clown mask, or do I just run through how I also look like characters from Whoville but still get pussy? Like, you know, and it's hard too going off of, you know, and again, it goes into like maybe people are able to compartmentalize, but like I generally talk about like shit that went on in my life.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
When you get no response, which is, I would rather get booed off stage because at least you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Than just the dead silence
of we don't care.
And it's especially bad when people are going to open mics to try to get ready, like for your show on Friday or Saturday. No one gives a shit about what's going on in the room.
Yeah.
Comedians and civilians alike are just waiting their turn.
Well, that's, as I said, that's not a Cleveland problem.
No,
That's
it's an
just-
everywhere problem.
That's an everywhere problem. And, the solution then, which I've said for years, is less mics, more showcases. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, people have to show up to those showcases.
Yep.
And it seems like...
Performers need to show up to those showcases.
Yeah. That helps.
Show up to the shit that you're booked on. It's not hard.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Please, if you're booked on something, show up.
No fucking comment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it happens. Who did show up today? Dr. Andy Meredith. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I was very glad to be here. I hope everyone walks away hating me and knowing that I'm better and either quits or becomes way more successful than I'll ever be, and you deserve it.
Jordan, I don't think we're going to find anybody that hates Cleveland comedy as much as Andy Meredith.
No, there is another.
I won't apologize again. I'm a repeat offender. You can see right through my skin. I don't care. I'm not making mistakes. I keep setting up and falling on my face. Feed me numbing agents. Drag me to the ring. Another discharge vapor. Diagnosis drunkenness. I keep my bruise and my brain and under the punches. And I was meant to take.
This has been a Lousy Weather Media Network production. Find new episodes and archives at lousyweathermedia.com.